I want to share with you a very special snare drum that I'm not recommending anyone buy because it's a one-of-a-kind. It's actually a snare that was built for me by my dad. And my dad is not a drum manufacturer per se. He's just a good woodworker who has built, you know, Glocks and guitars and longboards and all sorts of interesting things in the past. But in the past year, I've gotten him interested in building thin-shelled stave drums out of all sorts of different material, kind of like sugar percussion. So he's gotten interested in that, and I have several of those snares that I'm sure you've seen or heard me play on this channel, and they all came out fantastic, but there's one that I just got recently that he didn't know if he'd be able to build, and I didn't know if he'd be able to build, that I do in fact have now, and I want to tell you a little bit about it. So this is the drum, and on its surface it may just look like a regular stave maple drum with, you know, maybe some kind of interesting paint patterns here and this kind of odd, maybe polygonal shape. It's not perfectly smooth. But the secret is that this is made out of the original maple wood floor in the Gonzaga University gym. So my dad was a basketball player back in the day and played for Gonzaga, and this is the gym floor that he played on. So they renovated their gym recently, and my dad was able to get access to some of the pieces of the original maple wood floor that he played on. So the idea was, wow, you know, drums are made out of maple all the time. Wouldn't it be awesome to make a drum out of that material? But the problem is that when you make a stave drum, you usually have to sand down or somehow cut down the exterior of the drum to make it a perfectly smooth circle. So the problem was that if you do that, you take off all the laminate. You can see this is the original laminate, and you know, you can see the paint marks from the original floor. And the problem was that that couldn't be sanded down. So long story short, the solution is that they're put together in this kind of polygonal way, and then you can't really see it, but just above and just below, an extra ring has been added. A perfectly smooth and round ring has been added for the head to sit on and for the bearing edge to go on. So it keeps the thick, solid staves intact, but also allows a head to seat properly. So just to give you kind of the specs on this drum, it's got triple flange hoops, which I prefer. It's got the Indie throw off, which I also love. It's got some low mass single point lugs, which are excellent and look amazing. It's got just a vent hole, and then the original finish and exterior that you would have seen on the Gonzaga University gym floor. Now, other than it just looking cool and unique, of course you're wondering, how does it sound? So let me demonstrate at a couple of different tunings. So there you go. Thank you for letting me be a little bit indulgent in just showing you something that I think is super cool and you know, an amazing gift from my dad. And you know, you've heard how it sounds now. Let me know what you think of how it looks and how it sounds in the comments, but go easy, you know, be gentle. My dad, I'm sure, is going to be reading these comments, so you can let him know what you think as well. Other than that, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.